Every football fan knows a ritual. A foul is committed. The referee reaches into his pocket. A yellow card appears. The crowd reacts instantly. The players know exactly what it means. One more mistake, and everything changes. It's so normal today that most people never stop to ask a simple question. Why yellow? Why not blue? Why not white? Why does 2 yellow cards become a red card? And perhaps most surprisingly of all, there was a time when yellow cards didn't exist at all. For nearly a century, football somehow survived without them. No cards, no universal warnings, no visual language understood across the world. Until one moment of confusion at a World Cup forced football to change forever. A misunderstanding, a traffic light, and one referee who accidentally rewrote the rules of the world's biggest sport. The yellow card feels as old as football itself, but it isn't. In fact, there are millions of fans alive today who were born after football adopted the card system. Before then, referees face a problem that seems almost impossible to imagine in modern football. How do you warn a player when the player doesn't even understand your language? It sounds like a small issue, but in one World Cup match, that problem nearly caused chaos, and the solution would become one of football's most recognizable symbols. The 1960s were a different football world. The game was growing faster than ever. International tournaments were becoming global spectacles. Teams traveled across continents. Players spoke dozens of different languages. Yet referees still relied on one thing: their voices. When a player committed a serious foul, the referee would verbally caution him. Simple enough, unless the player couldn't understand what was being said, or the crowd couldn't hear it, or television viewers had no idea what was happening. What seemed clear to the referee often looked confusing to everyone else. And then came the 1966 FIFA World Cup, a tournament remembered for glory, but also for one of football's most important misunderstandings. During England's World Cup in 1966, a match between England and Argentina became increasingly heated. The atmosphere was tense. Every decision mattered. Every challenge felt personal. At one point, Argentine captain Antonio Ratin was ordered off the pitch. But there was a problem. Ratin didn't understand. The referee spoke German. The players spoke Spanish. Confusion spread across the stadium. Ratin refused to leave immediately, not because he wanted to rebel, because he genuinely didn't understand what was happening. The incident became one of the tournament's biggest controversies, and it exposed a growing problem. Football had become international. Its communication system had not. Watching the tournament closely was an English referee named Ken Aston. Aston wasn't just thinking about one match. He was thinking about the future of football. The game was becoming global. The stakes were becoming larger. Millions were watching. Yet referees still had no universal way to communicate discipline. Then, days later, inspiration arrived in the most ordinary place imaginable. Not in a stadium, not in a FIFA meeting, not on a football pitch, but at a traffic light. According to Aston's own account, he was driving through London when he noticed the changing lights. Yellow, pause, warning, red, stop, simple, instant, universal, a language understood by everyone, no translation required. In that moment, football future suddenly became obvious. Aston proposed a revolutionary idea. Referees should carry colored cards, yellow for caution, red for dismissal. Anyone could understand it. Players, managers, fans, television audiences, even people who spoke completely different languages. The beauty of the idea was its simplicity. No explanations, no confusion, just a visual message visible to the entire world. Today it seems obvious. At the time, it was revolutionary. Football had never seen anything like it. FIFA approved the concept. The yellow and red card system officially debuted at the 1970 FIFA World Cup in Mexico. One of football's most important innovations had arrived. But something unusual happened. No player received a red card during the entire tournament. The system had entered football, yet nobody had fully experienced its ultimate punishment. Then came another question. If yellow means warning and red means dismissal, what happens when a player ignores the warning? Football's answer will become one of the sport's most famous rules. 2 yellow cards, 1 red. A second caution demonstrates a pattern. 1 mistake can be accidental. 2 suggests a player has crossed a line. The first yellow says, "Be careful." The second says, "You are warned." The first player ever officially shown a yellow card at a FIFA World Cup was Soviet midfielder Kaki Asesiani in 1970, a moment that seemed insignificant at the time. Yet it represented something much larger. He wasn't merely being cautioned. He was becoming part of a brand new chapter in football history. The first visible warning. The beginning of a language that every football fan on Earth would eventually understand. Meanwhile, football continued evolving. Years later, red card became common. Yellow cards became tactical. Players learned how to manage them. Managers built strategies around them. Entire matches would be shaped by them. What began as a simple solution to a communication problem had transformed the sport itself. What makes this story remarkable isn't the cards. It's a problem they solved. Football is often described as a universal language. But ironically, the yellow card exists because football once struggled to communicate. The game's most recognizable warning wasn't born from violence, or controversy, or punishment. It was born from misunderstanding. A referee trying to ensure everyone understood the same message, no matter where they came from, no matter what language they spoke. In a sport followed by billions, that mattered, because football's greatest strength has never been goals. It's connection. Today, a yellow card lasts only a second. A referee raises his arm. A card flashes in the air. The crowd reacts. The match moves on. But hidden inside that tiny piece of colored cardboard is a story most fans never hear. A story that began with confusion at a World Cup, passed through the mind of a referee sitting in traffic, and ended with a symbol recognized in every corner of the footballing world. A warning understood by billions. A language without words. And perhaps that's the most fitting thing of all. Because football may be played in hundreds of languages, yet one yellow card can still speak to everyone.